almost become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's so true, right? It's momentum, we'll call it too, right? Whatever it is, it's definitely something you got to grasp onto and keep rolling with it.
Heat 14 in the water, Yago Dora, Matt McGillivray, two real exciting surfers. The goofy versus regular, the power of McGillivray. Dora with the flare. And aside from the maneuvers themselves, it's matching what the conditions are offering up, and he's absolutely bringing the energy here. As a look at Dora with a nice hit on the forehand.
That was
beautiful, attack right here. Surfing really quickly and finding some beautiful turns out on the face here. But the waves are so slopey and so undulated. It's so hard to catch in and get that rhythm and flow out of it. But he's doing really well to keep a pace on a wave.
Of advantage over the South African, McGillivray. And it's looking a little gloomy out there, you guys.
Yeah, we saw fog in the middle of the day. Whoa, that was radical. Is that McGillivray, right?
On the lip. Meanwhile, Yago behind him. And he had a look at that wave. It went soft real quick. He realized that as he was committed to his bottom turn.
He doesn't need much in order to get big numbers. If he can get himself a nice solid section, he'll go above the lip.
Here we go, pulling in with the pig dog. Dora going down. Got some good travel done then. And that one just ran away from him a bit, stretched out. And he won't add significantly to his numbers. There is still plenty of size. We've seen kind of smaller waves ridden, but these sets out the back still blowing up.
And at this point in the heat with 25 seconds, you'd have to say Italo is going to go through into the round of 16.
20 seconds on the clock for Rodriguez. Here he goes.
Swallowed.
Just absolutely swatted.
He needs to get it up there. He was hitting 5-iron, 160 yards. Can we see it? Yes, we can.
Here's McGillivray with a ton of speed and a big whipping hook in the pocket. Not sure he got the completion. Meanwhile, Dora with a ton of speed. Massive.
Oh my goodness.
Punt on the backhand from Yago, and he'll throw that one away. He's got a couple of fours under his belt from early on in this. These two have done a whole lot of surfing in the first 22 minutes of this heat. Little exchange there. Both of them are going to go incomplete.
I thought maybe he went through the board, but he went through the fin of the board, which is even more dangerous.
McGillivray tagging it hard. Those strong legs. There's a nice carve from him. This is going to feel much, much better for the South African.
Right back in the heat. 15 minutes to
fast,
go.
Huh?
Literally right back in the heat. That's going to be a good number for him. He's going to match at least Yago, probably be a little bit better, at least in my eyes, just because of the speed he carried through those two turns. You saw this as he gets over the lumps and bumps in the first turn straight up. That's so difficult. Carve through it and then again lays into that carve. That's the speed. He goes through the carve.
Got a 6.5.
Yeah, he sure did, and he needed it because that score right there of the 5.33 would have been an advantage to McGillivray. Felt like the momentum would have been shifting into his court, but no, this wave right here allowed that momentum to go right back into Yago Dora. So at the last 10 minutes.
E tava bem grande, mas é isso, Rafael. O dia inteiro de surf é legal que reúne muita gente num final de semana onde, poxa, a galera tá todo mundo junto aqui na praia, e lá no meu hotel também tinha a galera da pipa lá torcendo por mim, os amigos.
Yeah, that was a bit of an error, and he knew it too. He had a good dig into it, had the priority, needs, nominal score, and now Dora's up and riding.
Using the priority, not using it super well. Tried to go real vert on that backhand hit. Just disconnects.
A volley of mistakes there, huh?
I got one shot at this. I got time to pick a set wave. Well, he doesn't hang about. Airdrops in to a big wave, holds the bottom turn, snaps it in the pocket off the rail, and then goes on with a carve back into the whitewater. Needs to take on the lip here, which he does real well. Will he get a landing? He won't.
Oh, he doesn't ride out of it.
Yeah, he needed to in order to turn that score into a 6. Ski right back out, and this wave was a challenge. I mean, he gets around the corner here and it just flattens out on him. He had to carve back and hope that another steeper section happened, but it didn't. And then finally he gets the meaty section and he doesn't quite pull it off. I mean, he attacked it, had everything going for him, but just fell into the explosion, eaten up. And that's unfortunate because maybe he pulls that move off.
He would have got a great score out of that. I feel like he was a little late to the party on that. If he would have come up a little sooner and kind of projected out over and kind of with the lip instead of trying to come.
At the moment, he's heading to the round of 16. It's not a massive lead 5-6-1 is the requirement. McGillivray got away from him here. What's he got for us? He's got some open face to attack. Big hack, nicely done from Matt. Again into the lip, gets a little release. I tell you what, he's asked a question here.
Ooh.
He has.
It's not a bad wave.
And you think about it, it's not a full 6. Man, this is, I mean, how is it every time we come to the end of the heat, they get to surf a wave to almost the number, and then we all have to guess on it. Like, is it enough? Is it not enough? Like, we get hung out to dry.
Because they ran this morning. It was pretty rad. Let's get a replay here. McGillivray shracks into the corner, pushes pretty hard, huh? And then right there was a nice little turn. But, yeah, again, I think it's a smaller wave.
And they'll take notice of that. You know, it didn't have the critical sections, even though the turns were vicious. I mean, that turn there was so solid, just drifting on the carve. Like a drifting carve is something that's kind of wild.
That angle, too, looks more impressive.
Well, and that's kind of a more judge's angle, too, from behind looking at it like that.
It's a 5.37, so 0.2 of a point shy.
One judge had it there at a 6 and had it turned, but the rest of the 4, just under.
It was a mayhem or a Merrick, but now it's just a mayhem.
Dora, meanwhile, snapping on a big wave on the backhand. And he'll project out the top of that. Whatever the score comes in, it'll be inconsequential in terms of the result. It is the Brazilian who'll get the nod and go through to the round of 16. A late charge from McGillivray, not quite enough. A real entertaining heat. Well done to Yago Dora. We got a quick commercial break after that. The Corona post-show. Stay tuned for that.